Greetings, class. I just wanted to take this opportunity to share with you. Of course, I will not be with you on Monday night, but we will have a wonderful instructor, one that you are familiar with and love. So make sure that we all come to class on Monday night. I just wanted to, along with playing with my new technology of recording and trying to upload for you students who are a little bit savvy, I just wanted to complete my teaching on Galatians. We remember we discussed quite a bit, but one thing I want us to focus on and remember the importance of occasion. Occasion is key to you really being correct in interpretation as well as application with any book of the Bible. So therefore it's important to know why the author wrote, why Paul wrote Galatians. We discussed it on Monday night after Paul had visited Galatia and had set a church up there. False teachings came into the church. These teachers attacked Paul's gospel and also his authority. Paul wrote to combat those Judaizers and vindicated his gospel and his apostleship. We want to remember that as we study the book of Galatians, and even as we leave this study, you want to be able to pull back in your notes these very important points so that you would be definitely correct in your interpretation. The purpose again of the book of Galatians, we cannot overstate it, was to combat the Judaizers who were teaching that salvation came by accepting Christ plus circumcision and obeying the law of Moses. This is very, very key. The Judaizers were teaching that salvation came by accepting Christ plus circumcision and obeying the law of Moses. Paul, you remember, condemns this teaching and argues that salvation is by faith through Jesus Christ, and that's Jesus Christ alone. I'm not going to reteach, but there is one focus that I want you to have, and certainly we want you to in your book there's a section there on Gnosticism. You don't hear much talking about Gnosticism, but I want you, if you will, to read that, because you're going to find in many of Paul's letters this Gnosticistic teaching will come forth, and I want you to be able to see that thread whenever you are reading books. You're going to see it in Philippians. The Gnostics were a sect, S-E-C-T, and it had attracted many members and really presented a real threat to the church. In fact, it was, as our church fathers would call, a Christian heresy. Now, I don't want this to sound boring to you, but it's very, very key to understand what Paul was dealing with in his day. These are some views that the Gnostics held. They believed in a cosmological dualism of matter and spirit. They believed that things existed in either spirit or matter. There was an ethical value attached to this belief system. Matter is evil, spirit is good. These Gnostics saw humans as dualistic, consisting of external spirit trapped in a material body. The second thing they believe is they really had no place for atonement. Gnosticism shows up in the background of all of Paul's letters. Gnostics saw humans as being asleep, unaware of their real home and eternal destiny. Humans are awakened from their sleep of ignorance when they are fully informed of who they are, where they belong, and how to get there. This is what they consider the saving knowledge. Let me say it again. Humans are awakened from their sleep of ignorance when they are fully informed of who they are, where they belong, and how to get there. This saving knowledge, if you will, is called gnosis. Gnosis. That's Greek for knowledge. Gnosticism really meant salvation by knowledge. And here you can see how it countered Paul's teaching, who's teaching salvation by faith in Jesus Christ. And Paul went a little further, which they wanted to counter him, not only faith in Jesus Christ, but Jesus Christ alone. Not any of the trappings of Judaism, not Jesus Christ and circumcision, not Jesus Christ and observance of Mosaic law, not Jesus Christ and keeping the rituals of Judaism. So we want to keep this information and look at it as you begin to read it. Be very aware and conscious of when Gnosticism creeps into Paul's attention that he gives to church. Early Gnostic system had a docetic Christology. They rejected the incarnation, seeing Christ as purely spirit. Redeemer had to be spirit to them. Remember, I just told you that spirit is good, evil is matter, rather, is evil, which means that if Jesus is good, then there was no way that he could be flesh, which refute John's gospel. You remember that says, in the beginning was Word, and Word was God, and Word was with God. And down in the 14th verse, it talks about, and he became flesh and dwelt among men. Gnostics said it could not be. If he was spirit, he was spirit. When people become fully informed of the saving knowledge, Gnostics say they are perfected, and at death the spirit separates from the body and ascends to the pleroma, Pleroma, which is the world of perfect spiritual unity. And so I just wanted to share this with you again in an attempt that you would look closely at Gnosticism, and also remember that in Galatians that the theme of the occasion or the recurring theme in there is freedom versus law. Freedom versus law. And then in your study that you're going to have fun with until I get back, I want you to visit chapter 5 when Paul spends some time talking about the flesh and the spirit. And we're familiar with it in terms of fruit of the spirit. But I want you to go deeper and look at chapter 5 against Gnostic teaching, against Gnosticism. I want you to look at it within that context. God bless your heart. I'll be praying for you on Monday night. Pray for me. I will be teaching in Kansas City, Missouri. God bless your heart.